How to survive the holidays. Today is a very special day for me because I am recording the first episode of what would be a beta testing for a podcast. I am a health coach and personal trainer, and I've been giving seminars for over a year and a half now, all about health, nutrition, fitness, longevity in general. So, how to achieve your best health to live your last 10 years of life as strong as possible. And I also work one on one with my health coach clients and some personal training clients. But what I really love are the seminars because I can help the most amount of people. And with the seminars came the idea of recording either the seminars, I started doing webinars, and eventually the idea was like, why don't we do a podcast so I can help as many people as possible with the knowledge that I can share with you. So after giving it a lot of thought, here I am recording the first episode, and it's a very raw material. There will be no editing, there's no camera guy behind this. It's just me, a microphone, and my computer. Because otherwise, if I keep trying to make it perfect, it is never going to happen because I am super busy. I don't have the budget at this point to hire a whole crew to make a podcast. So this is what you're going to get. I am sure the content is what matters the most to you, so you're not going to care about those little details. We are beginning with how to survive the holidays episode. And the whole idea about this episode is give you little tips and tricks to enjoy the holidays while not losing all the progress that you have done through the year. Most of you, if you're listening to this, you've been working hard on your health, on your fitness, on your nutrition, weight management, you name it, for the whole year. And then the holidays come and you are very afraid to lose all the progress you've done so far. So today we're going to go through all the little things that we can do to help you survive the holidays. We're going to talk about mindset, which is, I would say, 80% of it is mindset. Then we're going to talk about exercise and physical activity, things that you can do, seasonal special food products, which are dangerous because we love them and we only find them during this time of the year. So we have a tendency to overeat them. Then tips for cooking at home and hosting, then to go to parties and eating out. And we're going to finish with how to set goals and commitments based on your own needs. So the first thing we need to do is identify what is going to be your goal for these holidays regarding your fitness or your health. And we have three options that can be considered for. The first option is to say, okay, I've been losing weight all year and I want to keep losing weight during the holidays. Valid. In that option, you have two things to consider. One would be to keep losing weight at the same rate you've been losing weight. So let's say you've been losing 4 pounds a month for the last 6 months and you want to keep losing 4 pounds a month for the holidays. The other option is say, I want to keep losing weight, but I am okay if the rate reduces a little bit. So instead of losing 4 pounds this month, I am going to lose 1 or only 2. That is a very kind option, kind to yourself. The next option would be to say, I am good with not losing weight this month. I just want to make sure I don't gain any weight. So I'm going to go for maintenance. The third option is going to be a control weight gain, which works for many people, especially for people that are not on a weight loss journey, because not everyone that is listening to me is on a weight loss journey. Many people are just maintaining, and they're working on other of the million things you can work for health, and others are even trying to gain weight. So the holidays, there's that option of saying, okay, I am gonna enjoy the holidays and I am gonna gain some weight. For usually that is my approach because I am not on a weight loss journey. So most of the time I would say during the holidays, especially if I have family visiting or a lot going on, I would say, okay, I am good if I gain 4 or 5 pounds during the holidays because I know I can take them off pretty easy in January without much effort. And it'll make me happy to like overindulge a little bit, have a good time with the family. So that could be a good approach. The fourth option, that is part of the third, would be if you decide to do a control weight gain, take it for your advantage. What do I mean with this? We know that in order to gain muscle size, so grow muscle, which is not the same as getting stronger. So if I want to grow volume of my muscles, I have to be in a calorie surplus, especially if you're already lean. So that if you're gonna decide to gain a couple pounds during the holidays, you could also use it on your advantage and hit the weights harder and more often to gain muscle mass. So you're going to use that calorie surplus of the holidays to help you grow muscle mass. And then when January comes, you just work a little bit on your nutrition to lose the fat and you keep the muscle mass. So it's a great time for those that are trying to work on hypertrophy. Let's say, set a goal. Say, okay, during the holidays, I'm going to work on whatever it is you want to work. Like, for example, my glutes. I want to grow my glutes. So this is it. I am going to add volume. I am going to add 10 extra sets of lifting to my glute workout. And I'm going to use this calorie surplus on my advantage to grow my glutes. It can be your shoulders, your arms, your whole body. You decide that piece. So this is going to be the first step to survive the holidays. You need to decide what your goal is going to be now. You can't go through the holidays without a plan because then the holidays are going to run your life. Instead, if you have a plan, you run the holidays. You make them the way you want them to be. But you have to set all that in advance. So once you have identified your goal, we are gonna start talking a little bit about the mindset of that goal. Because for most of you that have been losing weight or struggling to stay where you are on your weight maintenance or weight loss, weight journey, let's call it, it is mentally hard to say, I'm okay if I gain a pound or two. Even not losing weight. For most of my clients that have been consistently losing weight every month, if I tell them it is okay to not lose weight this month, they kind of freak out because they are afraid they are not going to be able to go back to this new lifestyle and habits they have because they have been working on this maybe for a year, but it's not long enough for this new lifestyle to be part of who you are. They're still working on it. It's getting easier, but they're working on it. So only the thought of I am not going to lose more weight this month scares them. Just want to tell you that taking a break from diet is good for many reasons. First, if you have been in a calorie deficit for a certain period of time, most probably your metabolism has slowed down. Your basic metabolic rate slows down, reduces because of that calorie restriction. So when you take a break from a diet, you're actually helping your body kind of reset so then you can keep losing weight. If you put yourself in a strict calorie restriction for a long period of time, it is going to get harder and harder and harder to lose weight. So taking a break is actually good for that weight loss journey. If you convince yourself of this, which is a fact, you are gonna struggle less with the idea of not losing weight for 1 month. So here I go with the mindset. If you punish yourself because I'm not losing weight this month, this is terrible, I feel bad, you're gonna struggle. But if you understand the benefits of doing it this way, you are gonna do just fine. Also, it serves the purpose of recharging your energy. Like, we get tired. You don't go to school all year long. You take a summer vacation, right? Because we need a break. Do kids get dumb during summer? Well, some may argue they do, but the reality is they don't. They may not be learning anything new school-wise, but they don't lose their progress, and it helps as a reset so they come back to school with recharge and energy and willing to learn new things. So the same thing happens with diet, your lifestyle. If you take a little break, you come back energized with more optimism to go back to this journey that you're on for your health. It also helps with the immune system because, again, if you're restricting calories for a long time, your immune system can get a little compromised. And this breaks help for sustainability. The most important part about any lifestyle change is adherence. If you're not able to stick to it, if you're not able to commit to whatever this new thing is for the rest of your life, you end up with yo-yo diets, with going to the gym the first 3 months of the year and then not going ever back again because it's not sustainable. So taking a little break to enjoy a vacation or to enjoy the holidays, family visiting, it is absolutely healthy and good for sustainability of this lifestyle. The break as itself is part of this whole picture of your new lifestyle. We need to learn to manage your internal conversations for this. People that are on a diet, we all, not people that are on a diet. Let me rephrase this. We all have a tendency to be too hard to ourselves, to punish ourselves, to talk down on ourselves, to be negative, we have no empathy with ourselves. So if I would tell you right now, don't think about the red elephant. All of you are picturing a red elephant in your head just right now. Because I just told you about it in a negative way, but I sparked it here. And we do that with our nutrition and fitness and goals. For example, we say, I always gain weight during the holidays. I can't stop eating during Christmas dinner. I don't want to gain weight during Christmas. It's like a down spiral of negative thoughts that they come from past experience. It's not like that is not true, but it's the way we talk to ourselves. So I want to encourage you to do a more optimistic and kind talk to yourself in this way. I can enjoy a meal with my family and friends without regret. It is just one meal. I can go off my diet in a controlled manner for a day without ruining my progress. One day is not going to ruin my progress, especially if I plan for it. I am not breaking my rules. I am planning on taking a break. My consistency is what matters the most to my success. And on that one, let's talk about consistency. If I tell you today that I am going to have salad for breakfast, am I going to lose weight because I had salad for breakfast? What do you think? No, I am not going to lose weight from one meal. Okay, then why do we think that if we go and eat a high calorie meal for lunch, we are going to gain weight for one meal? Why does it apply for one side and not for the other? So I can't lose weight if I eat a very low calorie meal. I'm not going to lose weight, right? We agree on this. But then we think that if I eat a meal that has more calories than I usually eat, I am going to gain weight. It doesn't work like that. One meal is not going to change it for one side or the other. It is not going to make you lose weight. It's not going to make you lose weight. Same thing as the gym. If I go today to the gym and do one amazing workout, am I going to grow my muscles? No. I need to do a good workout most days to grow my muscles. So one workout, it is not going to change. It's not going to move the needle. Same thing to the other side. If I work out all the time and today I miss my workout, are my muscles going to shrink? No. One missed workout is not going to make me lose my progress. Okay. So that talks about consistency. What matters the most is to do good enough every day. Instead of having some days where you're extraordinarily good and other days when you are bad, let's call it that. As a parent, what do you think you prefer? For your kid to have B's all the time at school, B's in every evaluation, get a B. Or for your kid to have D minus some days, A plus other days, then D minus, then A, D minus, A plus. What do you prefer? I prefer a kid with B's all the time. B, B plus, B, B plus, B, B minus, B, B plus, B, B minus. 100 times I would choose that over the A plus, D minus, etc. I think you get the point. What matters is consistency. What you do 80% of the time is what really matters. And if we see it like that, if you look at the calendar right now, how many days are you going to have parties, family meetings, special dinners? Most probably it's going to be Christmas, New Year's Eve, maybe the day after Christmas you eat leftovers or go out. And if you're Latino like me, you are probably going to celebrate Christmas Eve as well. So you're going to have the 24th, the 25th, because you live in the United States and you also adopt their party. So 24th, 25th, leftovers on the 26th, and then you're going to have New Year's Eve and January 1st. That makes 5 days. What is the percentage of 5 days on a whole month? See what I mean? It is less than 20%. If we go from December the 2nd to January the 5th, and we say we're going to cook the 23rd, so let's add a day of cooking. You have 4 days, 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, 1 week, and then 3 days the next week, which is going to be the 30th, the 31st, and the 1st. 7 days of partying and overindulgences. That is 20% of 35 days that are between December the 2nd and January the 5th. 20%. So if all the other days on the calendar, you stick to your routine and you do the things that you've been doing for your health and fitness and weight management, you're going to do fine. Even if you add the weekends, even if you add one, let's call it flexible meal every weekend, it is not as bad when you see the whole picture of 35 days during the holidays. So that here I'm giving you strategy number 1, which would be enjoy those 7 days of the month, and all the other days in the calendar, you stick to your routines, and maybe you are more strict than normal. So you make sure you go to the gym every day, you don't miss any day, you stick to your whatever nutrition guidelines you have all the other days of the calendar, but these special days. The other option is for people that have a lot of social commitments, so more than those 7 days, because either you have work commitments or you have a big family, so you have gatherings almost every day, or you have family visiting, so you are going to restaurants on a daily basis, whatever the reason is. If you have more than those 7 days, the other option would be to do the 80-20 daily instead of on the picture. So the first option was 80-20, 80% is every day on the calendar and the 20% are those 7 days. And here the second option is you do 80-20 every single day. So you do your 80 on everything, and you have a 20% of the day where you go out of your normal. So you go to the gym, you do all your stuff, you stick to your nutrition, but when you go out to the restaurant, that meal that you're going to order every night is going to be 80-20. So you order 80% of that meal inside your nutrition guidelines, whatever it is that you're doing for your journey. And then you have a 20% allowance to maybe have a drink, a cocktail, or a dessert, or eat the French fries that you usually don't eat. But you stick to the 80-20, this time on a daily basis. Talking about consistency, I just want to give you the picture of, if I take a bucket of water and I dump it over a rock, is that water going to do anything to the rock? It won't. But if it let it drip, tick, tick, one drop after a drop after a drop, it is going to create a hole. That is basically what I'm talking about with consistency. Small, little effort done on a daily basis has way more effect than a big effort done every so often. And talking about mindset, here goes my favorite. How many times have you, I don't know, you broke the diet, you open the bag of chips, you start eating them, and then you are like, well, I already broke this, so I may as well eat the whole bag of chips. We have all done this. Let's say someone bring to the office a box of donuts, and you take a bite, and once you take a bite or you eat one, you are like, well, truck this shit. Oops, sorry. Truck this thing. I already ate one, so I may as well eat 3, and tomorrow I begin my diet again. We have all done this. And this is the most stupid thing we can do. Have you ever got a flat tire on your car? Most of us have. If you haven't, you are a lucky person. My question is, from those times that you got a flat tire, did you ever got out of the car and punch all the remaining 3 tires with a knife? Because I already got one flat tire, let me as well punch them all, like make them all flat. Stupid, right? Yes, never. No one ever have done that. So why do we do it with nutrition? Why, if I overindulge with something, I create more damage instead of stopping there? Okay, I already did a little bit of damage. Let me stop there. No. Okay, I already did a little bit of damage. Let me make it a huge damage. So this is the first thing you are going to work on these holidays. Forget about I already got off my diet. I may as well eat everything that I want. It is like if you're going on a boat in the middle of the sea, of the ocean, and you have a little water leak. And since water is getting in your boat, you grab a bucket and you start putting water in the boat from the ocean because you already have a leak. You may as well put more. That makes no sense, but we have all done this at some point in our life. So this is one that you're going to remember. Next time you find yourself in these situations, you're going to remember about the flat tires, and you're not going to go punch the remaining 3 tires. You're going to stop the damage there and then continue with your life and with your system. And here comes, regarding this, one of my golden rules. I don't stack mistakes. And I'm going to say it my way. I never fucked up twice in a row, basically. What does that mean? If I screw one meal, I went out of my diet and I ruined one meal, I make sure the next meal is a good one. I don't wait for the next day. I don't stack the mistake. I ruin my nutrition with lunch. Well, I'm going to make sure dinner is inside my parameters. I am not going to ruin my nutrition twice in a row. I couldn't go to the gym today because whatever reason, very valid or not, I couldn't go to the gym today. Well, I'm going to make sure tomorrow I go to the gym and I put the next day, and I put a good workout routine. I don't stack my mistake by, well, tomorrow I make another excuse and then it becomes another day and then, well, I go back on Monday. No, I make sure I don't repeat my mistake twice in a row. And that goes with everything in my life. I don't repeat a mistake twice in a row. Remember that one for everything. Then, the bad foods, right? We have probably a list of foods that we consider are bad foods. And we hear often like, there are no bad foods. We should not label foods as bad. There are more nutritional foods than others. There are more calorie foods than others. Yes, that is true. It sounds kind of like a cliche because, yeah, there are foods that are not good for you. Like if it's full of sugar, colorants, and oils and fat, is it a good food? No. So it's a cliche, but where I'm trying to go here, it is that if we have forbidden food, meals, or items, those become kind of like a trigger. Because if I know I am never going to have this food item, let's say it's donuts that I mentioned before. Donuts are forbidden on my plan for whatever reason. If I know I'm never ever going to eat them again because they are in the bad list, right? In the blacklist. And someone bring donuts to the office and I have a slip and I eat a little bit. What's going to happen most probably is I am going to keep eating them because in my head, this is the only opportunity I have to eat this delicious item and I'm never going to eat them again. So I may as well just eat them all now. I am sure most of you have gone through this. The whole idea is when things are a lifestyle. So the word diet. Problem is nowadays, everyone eats so bad that when we see someone that eats healthy, we think that person is on a diet. So most of my clients that are on a weight loss journey or health journey, the way they eat most people would consider it a diet. And for them, it is not a diet anymore. It is a lifestyle. It is who they are. Me. If I tell most people what I eat on a day, people think I am on a diet. And I am not on a diet. I just eat healthier than most people. Trust me, I eat 2,700 calories a day. That is way far from a diet. But the items that I eat, people think that I am, because of the items I eat, people think I'm on a diet. The thing, let me reel back and start connecting the dots here. If you have a blacklist of food items that you are not allowed to eat, you're most probably you're gonna overindulge on them the one time you have them. But if you understand in this lifestyle, new lifestyle you have, that you actually can eat anything, you name it, anything you want, you can have whenever you want it. You just don't have it often because it's not worth it, because it's not so healthy, because you prefer not to, like the donut. If I am really craving a donut, I just go buy it and eat it. Is it part of my nutrition? No. I try not to eat donuts because I understand they're not healthy at all. They don't provide any nutrition or fuel to my body. And I look at food and nutrition as fueling for my body, fueling for my health, fueling for my exercise performance. So usually I won't eat a donut. But if I'm really craving it, I am allowed to have it. Then, if you start thinking like this, what happens the day someone brings the donuts to the office and you have one because, oh, they look delicious? You're going to have just one because you don't have this need to eat them all because they're not out of your reach. You can have more whenever you want to have more. I hope this piece makes sense to you, and I'm going to try to connect it further on the conversation to other examples. To finish with the mindset, I'm going to ask yourself, is it a decision or a sacrifice? All this that you're doing for your health. Because if we think it's a sacrifice, you are most probably going to quit at some point. Sacrifices are hard and they are very mentally demanding. But if it's a decision, the mindset about the whole thing is completely different. So I am acknowledging that my health journey or my health lifestyle or my lifestyle that I decided, it is going to have sacrifices. I know that. Like when I sign up to run a marathon, do I understand that I'm going to be making sacrifices? Sure, I do. I know I'm going to be waking up early. I know I'm going to be running, I don't know, 70 miles a week. That is difficult. That is not easy. I need to find the time. I need to sacrifice. There's a trade-off. I'm going to have to sacrifice time that I use for other things so I can go run. That's a sacrifice. I'm probably going to wake up really early. Like, for example, in my case, on Sundays, I do my long runs and I wake up at 3 a.m. so I can be back before my daughter wakes up. Sometimes, many times, because I don't have anyone to take care of her, so I have to be here before people go to work, and I can wake her up and be with her all day long. And other times, it's just because I want to use that time with my family. I don't want to waste all Sunday or half Sunday on my run and miss time with my family. So is that a sacrifice? Of course, waking up at 3 a.m., it is a sacrifice. But the point is, it was my decision. I chose to sign up for a marathon. And since I chose that, I see the good things, and I see how lucky I am that I get to run. Some people cannot even walk. How lucky I am that I have the luxury of time to go on a run for 2 hours on a Sunday. How lucky I am that I get to pursue a dream of finishing a marathon or whatever it is your case. I'm just setting an example, right? So how do you think that change of mindset is going to affect my run? If I go on a Sunday and I have to wake up at 3 a.m. and then go run 2 hours and a half, and all I think is, what a sacrifice, that run is going to suck. Trust me. I'm going to struggle to finish it, and I'm going to go through a down spiral of negative thoughts, probably the whole run. But if I understand it's a decision and I see how lucky I am that I can do this, that run is going to be fabulous. I am going to enjoy the sunrise. I mean, it's how lucky I am that I am running this early in the morning and I get to see these Colorado sunrises that are spectacular. See the difference? So the same thing happens with your whole journey of nutrition, fitness, weight loss, weight management. You call it whatever you're in. If you understand it's a decision and it is not a sacrifice, it's a decision that involves sacrifices, but you are choosing this, your journey is going to be completely different. And with this, to make it a decision and really enjoy it and find the good things about it, you need to ask yourself, what is your why? Find your why. Why are you deciding to do this? So, for most of my clients, they come to me for health coaching. Their why is the most important thing. Most of them begin with weight loss, because weight loss is what's going to have the biggest impact on their overall health. Losing the belly fat is what's going to have the most positive effect on their health in general, right? But the why, their why is not to lose 30 pounds. Their why it is not to lose 50 pounds. Their why is they want to be independent when they're 70, 80, 90. They don't want to live in an assisted living facility. They don't want to be a burden for their relatives and loved ones or children. They want to be independent. They want to be able to go do their own groceries. They don't want anyone having to take care of them when they are on their last 10 years of life. That is their why. So that is the strong motivation to take the decision to lose the whatever amount of weight they want to lose, to take the decision to grow muscle mass, to take the decision to be strong, to take the decision to go to the gym every day. See, it all comes down to what is your why. If you have a goal, but it's just a goal, and you don't find the real reason why you're doing this, you are most probably going to quit at some point. So I read somewhere this that I love, and it says, the man who loves walking will walk further than the man who loves the destination. And I love it because it resonates a lot with what I talk with my clients about all the time. I keep telling them it is not about the 50 pounds that you're going to lose. It's about becoming the person who can lose 50 pounds and keep them off. It is not about the marathon or the 3 hours marathon. You put your number, the 4 hours marathon that you want to finish. It is not about those 4 hours. It's not about that number. It's about becoming the person who can train to run a 4 hours or 3 hours or 3 hour 30 marathon, who can do that training and make it to the marathon. It is about the journey. It is about the process. It is about who you become during that training. So picture this person who can lose 50 pounds and then keep it off, and find a list of attributes. How is this person? Well, this person is optimistic. This person is consistent. This person, it has a strong will. This person is determined. This person has a lot of discipline. It is about becoming this person. Same with the marathons. And I just set in some examples. You can put in this picture anything that is that you're trying to achieve, and you're going to see that if you find your why, the whole thing is not about the destination. It's about the journey. It's about who you are becoming every time. Who am I becoming every time I wake up at 3 a.m. on a Sunday because I don't want to miss time with my daughter? Think about it. What is your why? And think about the journey and the little things that you do every day. So, well, that's the mindset. Now let's start talking about real things for these holidays and plan. How do we plan for these holidays? It's all about planning, 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 planning. If we go through the holidays without a plan, the holidays are going to go like this, quick, quick, quick. And you are probably not going to meet the goal that you set, what we said at the beginning, either weight loss, weight maintenance, or weight gain. The first tip I'm going to give you is to every morning plan for your day. But this is discipline. And you're going to set a goal to every morning plan for the day. If I go out, I want to run this marathon, and I go out for a run, just whatever it is that I feel like running every day. Do you think I'm going to, without a plan, do you think I'm going to make it to the marathon in good shape? I may finish the marathon because you can walk, but do you think I'm going to achieve my goal? Let's say the goal is 4 hours. Do you think I'm going to go run a 4-hour marathon if I just go out and run whatever it is? So that whatever it is going to look like, today I just felt like running 1 mile. Tomorrow I just feel like running at a 5K pace. And the next day I feel like running and walking. There's no system, no set goals to make it to the final destination. I am not going to achieve my goal. Same thing is going to happen with the holidays. So every morning, here goes the first thing you're going to do after you decide your goal. Every morning, you are going to decide how the day is going to look. And this is regarding how much exercise you're going to do. At what time are you going to do it? If it's not on your calendar, it is not going to happen. At what time you're going to do it, how much. And the same thing you're going to do with nutrition. If you have party or you're going to go eat out, you're going to decide that morning what are the things that you're going to allow yourself to do during that party and what are the things you're not going to allow yourself to do. You're going to set goals and you're going to commit to them first thing in the morning. Every morning, you're going to ask yourself, what will make today a successful day? And I am talking regarding your holiday goals. It is not a to-do list. It is just what is the one thing or two things that need to happen today that at the end, I'm going to look back and I'm going to say, okay, today was a successful day. For example, today is going to be a successful day if I go to the gym and do my workout routine that I do every Wednesday. Let's say today is Wednesday. And today is going to be a successful day if I go to my work brunch and I don't eat the bagels. This is just an example. I'm not saying that has to be your goals. I am just setting examples for you to understand. Plan first thing in the morning. Next thing is to help yourself have success regarding your nutrition. So you need to have available at home healthy nutritional food that you can have when you're hungry. I'm not saying you have to meal prep, and this is not only during the holidays. This works all year long. but you need to have things available that are inside your guidelines for nutrition. For example, every Sunday or Monday, you boil a dozen of eggs. So you have them in the fridge. If you're super hungry, you need a snack, you need something, there's always hard-boiled eggs in the fridge that it doesn't take you more than a minute to peel them and eat them. You can even take them like that, put them in your purse and go out. I grill chicken breast for the week and I just have it in the fridge. Things like that. You need to have things that if you're in a hurry, you can always have a good option. And this is more important during the holidays because we're usually more busy. So if you get home and you are starving and you have nothing to eat, what you're going to do is you're going to open the pantry and eat whatever it is that is there. And most probably it's not going to be something that is inside your nutrition parameters. Portion, pre-portion things. The things that you have more of a tendency to overindulge in. For example, let's say for me, cereal. I don't love cereal and I don't eat cereal much, but when I do eat it, I can't stop eating it. So a good trick is when I buy the cereal, I pre-package it in a small bags with the amount of cereals that I'm going to allow myself to eat. I am only going to eat 1 cup of cereal at a time. Pre-packaged things. Because the odds of me finishing that bag that I pre-packed, I ate it, right? What are the odds of me grabbing another bag and eating it? None. It's very slim. Like, I am not going to do that. Once I finish the little bag that I have, I'm going to be done. But if I eat out of the big box, what are the odds of me overeating all? I am most probably going to eat way more than the 1 cup of cereal. So that's another tip and trick. And this works really well for specialty food items that are around during the holidays. So let's say, for example, grandma bakes this amazing Amish bread that I call devil bread because it is so good that I can stop eating it. It's delicious, but of course, it's packed with sugars and calories. It is not outside. It is not on a blacklist, right? I don't have food in a blacklist. So if I want to eat the Amish bread, I am going to eat it. And I only get it. She only bakes this bread on the holidays. So I eat the bread on the holidays. I am not going to waste this opportunity to eat this amazing bread that only comes to my house during the holidays. But I try to be smart about it. So what I do is I cut it, I pre-portion it, I slice it, package it well enough so it doesn't get dry, and it's pre-portioned. That way, I can have a slice of bread every day if I want to. Or anytime I am craving this bread, I go and I grab a slice that was already portioned, and I know I'm going to eat just 1 slice. Now, if I eat out of the loaf, I am going to eat at least half of the loaf in just 1 minute because it's so good. So there go one of the best tips for the holidays. Prepare, prepare, prepare. Plan, plan, plan. Then another one important is learning to say no. This one is tricky, and the holidays are the typical time of the year where we try to please people. We go on a family dinner and there's always someone, or friends party, it doesn't have to be family. There's always someone that is going to tell you, oh, but come on, it is Christmas. Why don't you eat this? And you just don't want to eat that because you don't love it, because it's not healthy. Whatever the reason is, you don't want to eat this item. And there's always someone that is going to tell you, oh, come on, don't be so boring. It's Christmas. Have this piece of bread or whatever. And most of the time, we end up like, oh, okay, I'll have a piece. We need to learn to say no. We can always say no in nice ways. I am full. thank you. I enjoy exactly what I wanted. I am good, thank you. If I eat more, I am going to feel stuffed and I'm going to feel bad. Sorry, but I don't want to eat this. I am listening to my body right now and I don't want this. I'm going to ask you, who would you rather disappoint? And this applies for everything in life, not only food, but in this case, we're talking about the holidays and fitness. And who would you rather disappoint? There's always going to be someone that is going to tell you, oh, come on, don't go run tomorrow. It's January 1st. Who does that? If you don't go run, who are you going to disappoint? Yourself. And who would you rather disappoint? Someone else or yourself? I don't want to disappoint myself, that I know. So if you remember this, you're going to learn to say no. And many times, sadly, that person that is kind of an anchor and is pulling you down is your most loved person, your partner in life, your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever it is. And that is super sad. I see it so often with my clients, that is your partner in crime, the one who is telling them, oh, come on, but have this dessert with me. Enjoy life with me. Or why are you going to go run? Stay in bed with me. That is really hard to handle. But ask yourself, who do I rather disappoint? I am not going to disappoint myself because I love myself too much to give to this and disappoint myself just so I don't just so I don't disappoint my husband or my wife or whoever this person is. So that would be one of my other golden rules. I am never gonna disappoint myself to make someone else happy. And regarding this one, the other typical one around the holidays, especially for people that have been losing weight, is people commenting on your looks, on your body, on people telling you, oh, you look older now that you lost weight. It's like, really, people? Really? Or all the diet that you do and you just look the same. Just eat this. Or, oh, you look too muscular. You're looking masculine. It makes me so mad. Don't let people comment on your body. And there are nice ways to tell them, stop. You don't have to be rude. I mean, you can if you want to, because what they're doing is very rude. But you don't have to be rude. You can say, you know what? I appreciate your concern, but I'm comfortable with my choices. Or I'm focusing on enjoying the moment. I don't want to talk about this. Or simple, let's talk about something else, please. You don't have to give explanations. You don't have to explain your reasons. You don't have to justify yourself. Just stop the conversation there. And if that person doesn't understand, just go talk to someone else. Okay, let's move to exercise and physical activity. You need to set your goals right now for the whole month. What are you going to be doing so you can achieve that goal that we set at the beginning? Either weight loss, weight maintenance, or control weight gain. What are you going to be your strategy? So first strategy that we need to set up is exercise and physical movement. You need to set a minimum. Think of what are you willing to commit to? What's the minimum amount of cardio sessions that I can do a week? But listen to me, I'm saying minimum, and you're going to commit to it. Once you set a minimum, there are not going to be reasons to not commit to this, to not achieve this minimum. So now be realistic, take a paper and say, okay, I usually do, let's say, 4 cardio sessions a week. I am going to commit to do 2. my week is not going to end without 2 cardio sessions, even if that means I need to do a cardio session after everyone went to bed, or wake up before everyone so I can do it, or take a lunch break, whatever it is, I'm going to make this happen. Same thing if you usually lift weights. Well, I'm going to commit to doing this many amount of sessions a week. Commit now. Don't let the holidays pass by and see if you have the time, because you're not going to have it. You are going to make the time for the minimum that you're deciding today that you're going to do. But be consistent with the goal. So if your goal is to keep losing weight at the same rate that you were losing weight before, well, you're going to have to commit to keep working out at the same rate that you were working out before, right? You have to align the expectations with these minimum things that you're willing to do, because you cannot have the expectations to keep losing weight at the same rate that you were losing weight, but then decide that the minimum you're going to do is a third of what you were doing. You're not going to get to the goal. So be realistic and align this minimum commitment to your goal. And I'm going to give you little strategies if you are running short on time. One thing is, try to do high intensity cardio if you are short on time. So if you do a very, very high intensity session, let's say you only have 20 minutes to work out. Well, if you go walk for 20 minutes, it's not going to be as efficient on burning calories than if you do a 20-minute very high intensity workout. Okay, so try to be smart about it. And if you don't have much time, do high intensity exercise so you can be more efficient on your calorie expenditure. Have some workout routines that you can do at home with no equipment. So if you're someone that goes to the gym, you're gonna find the gym closed some days during the holidays. Be prepared for this. Don't make that an excuse to not stick to your minimum amount of exercise that you're gonna do. So let's say your gym is gonna close on Christmas Day. You need to have a plan for Christmas Day. What are you gonna do as exercise for Christmas Day? And I'm gonna give you 2 exercise routine with no equipment that you can do at home, and they're high intensity. I'll put a link on the notes for you to download these workouts. But the point is, have a plan in advance for the days that the gym is going to be closed. If you do weights and you want to be burning more calories, do your weightlifting in a circuit. So let's say you usually do a set of biceps. We're working out biceps. You do one set of 12 reps, then you rest 30 seconds or 1 minute. Then you go again with your second set. Then you rest. Then you go again with your third set. That's how we usually lift. If you're going to try to maximize your calorie expenditure during the holidays, you're going to change this to a circuit, meaning you're going to do one set of whatever exercises for arms immediately after with no recovery, one set of legs immediately after, one set of core. Then you go back to one arms, one leg, one core. You're going to be changing from muscle group, but you're going to have no recovery in between. That way, you're going to keep your heart rate high, but you're still giving that muscle group some recovery time. So while I'm doing my squats, my biceps are recovering. And when I'm doing my core, my biceps and my legs are recovering. Then I go back to my arms, and there you go. So one exercise is giving you the recovery for the other muscle group. And that way, you keep your heart rate elevated and you burn more calories during your lifting. The other tip is, if you're short on time, you can break exercise in small pieces, small segments. We have this tendency to think about exercise black or white. So if I don't have 1 hour available to work out, I am not going to work out. I'm going to ask you, what is wrong with working out 10 minutes only? You're probably going to burn 100 calories in 10 minutes. Wouldn't you rather burn 100 calories than nothing? So It is not black or white. Use the time you have. If you only have 10 minutes, just do a 10-minute high intensity routine. It is better than nothing. And the other one is that we can do small segments through the day. So let's say you only have 10 minutes in the morning. You're going to brew coffee. That takes 10 minutes. During those 10 minutes, you go and you do a high intensity routine to burn some calories. Then you have your coffee, you keep moving with your day. Then just before lunch, you have 10 minutes available. You can do another 10 minutes of a high intensity routine and then keep going with your life. And then maybe at night before bedtime, before you get in the shower, you do another 10 minutes of super high intensity exercise. When you look at the big picture, you did 30 minutes of exercise and you burned 300, 400 calories that otherwise you wouldn't have. So think of small effort compound. Little things that you can do during the day compound. They make the whole picture. So don't stop yourself because it's 1 hour on or then I don't work out at all. So you set your goals of how what's going to be your minimum and stick to it. The other one, if you are short on time and you have kids or family, you can add a lot by doing family challenges or active activities with your kids. You can do a treasure hunt and go walk around the neighborhood, see, with your kids. I don't have the time to stick to, I don't know, the gym because the kids are not at school. Okay, find other ways to move. Set a steps goal instead of, well, this month I know I'm not going to be able to go to the gym because I'm a single mom and I have to take care of the kids, for example. Let's say that. Okay, pretty valid. Then let's set a steps goal. I'm not going to go to the gym, but I am going to do at least 10,000 steps a day. And then you figure out the way to do those steps with your kids. You can do, like I said, treasure hunts. You can do, if you live in a place with a snow, you can do snowmans around the neighborhood. You can do snow war. Figure out family fun activities that can make you more active. You can set a step challenge for the family. You can buy your kids a little watch tracker that only tracks steps. They're pretty cheap. You can get them on Amazon. And you set a challenge for the holidays. You put some gifts under the tree, and whoever gets the most steps are gonna get those gifts. Or be creative. If it's your husband, then you do it with your husband. Let's say my husband and I, each of us put $250 for this challenge, and whoever gets the most steps for the whole month gets the $500. Just find a way to stay more active. You can do group fitness challenges like that. Holiday shopping and use holiday shopping and decoration to stay active, to do more steps. Run the stairs as competition when you go somewhere. Who makes it fastest to the grocery store from the car? Those little things. Learn and use the tricks at park far away. Take the stairs. Those things, they add. Okay, let's move to nutrition. Here comes the most interesting one for most of you. Special food and seasonal items. This one is a very difficult one. What I'm talking about is during the holidays, we have a lot of food that is not around the whole year. Let's say cookies. People bring you baked goods that they made as a gift. Hot chocolate. Depending on your culture, like tamales, buñuelos, panetón. It depends on your culture, whatever it is, like ginger cookies, s'mores, you name it. Things that usually are not around. Here is the holy grail regarding nutrition for the holidays. You're going to ask yourself these 3 questions. First one, Do you love it? If the answer is like, when I mean love it, it's like, oh, I'm nuts about this. Like, you may like it, but do you love it? Is this something amazing that you would kill for? Okay. If the answer is no, then don't eat it. It's very simple. You're going to allow yourself to eat everything. That is going to be the mindset. Everything that you love. If you don't love it, why are you going to eat it if you don't love it? Second question, do you get it or can you get it any other time of the year? If the answer is yes, then maybe don't have it. So, for example, let's say they have donuts. Again, we go back to the same example. Donuts at a party. These ones are decorated as Christmas and whatever. They look all green and red, beautiful, but they're donuts nonetheless. Do you love them? Maybe the answer is yes. Okay. Can you have them any other time of the year? Yes. Then don't have them because you know you can have them whenever you want. Now, do you love them? No. And you can have them any other time of the year. Well, you're not going to have them for sure because it doesn't make sense to eat something that you don't love and that you can also have anytime. So if you get a craving in April, you can have this item. So why are you going to have them now that you're not craving them? And the last one, is it a trigger food? What is a trigger food? A trigger food is something that once you try it, you can't stop eating it. Like, for example, for many people, chips. If you eat one, you can stop. For me, the cereal. Like, if I eat some cereal, I can stop eating it. So avoid it. If it's a trigger food and you know you're not going to be able to stop eating it and it's not pre-portioned, because if it's a trigger food, but I only have, I don't know, 2 ounces of it, well, who cares? I know I'm not going to overeat it because there are only 2 ounces of it. But if it's a trigger food and there's a lot, maybe you will do better staying away from it. Just don't eat it. So those were your most important 3 questions. Do I love it? Can I find it in another time of the year? Is it a trigger food? Plan. You need to plan what, how much, when, and where. What am I going to eat? When am I going to eat it? How much? So you're going to plan what are the food items that you want to eat during this holiday. For example, I want to eat my devil bread, the Amish bread that grandma makes. I am looking forward to eating that Amish bread. It's on my plan. But I am going to plan limits for it. So I am going to eat the Amish bread, but let's say one loaf has to last 1 week. See? So I'm being kind to myself. I'm allowing myself some indulgences, but I am setting limits. I'm not going to eat a loaf on one breakfast. See the difference? For you, let's say you eat tamales and you eat them during Christmas, because I'm mentioning tamales because in Colorado we have a huge Mexican culinary culture and people eat tamales for Christmas. So tamales, here goes the 2 questions. Do you love them? Let's say yes. Can you find them on another time of the year? Yes. Well, maybe you won't have them then, but they are part of the Christmas season, holiday spirit. Okay. So then for you, no, this is the right time of the year to eat them, right? And you love them. Okay. So then you're going to have tamales, but set a limit. Say, okay, I am only going to have 8 tamales during the whole month of December. No more than this. You set your number. It doesn't have to be 8. But the point is you're going to set limits on the amount and limits on the frequency of this item. Then pre-portion, like I told you, whatever you get that you love, that you're willing to eat, pre-portion it on whatever amount, size you decided, but that you're not going to overeat, that you're not going to overindulge. Mindful eating, take your time to eat when you're going to have these items. Many times we go so fast, like you grab a piece of this delicious bread and you just eat it in the car and you didn't even enjoy it. Take your time. Take a moment. If it's especially if something that you don't eat ever during the year, sit, savor it, enjoy it. Another tip would be to use a timer to eat slow. So for example, I am going to allow myself to have hot chocolate on Sundays because I love hot cocoa. Okay. This is my goal. This Christmas, every Sunday, I'm going to have 1 cup of hot cocoa, but I am going to set a timer and the thing has to last me 7 minutes, for example. That way I make sure I enjoy it and I don't overdo it. Because if it takes me 1 minute to drink it, I am most probably going to want more. Okay, so use tips and tricks to help you navigate through this season. The other one is if there's something that you're craving, let's say I am driving home and I'm like, oh, I am craving this Amish bread that I know I have at home. Well, when I get home, am I still craving it? Yes. Okay. I'm going to wait 10 minutes. Anytime I have a craving, I am going to set a 10-minute alarm timer and wait. I am not going to listen to the craving and go immediately for this food item. I'm going to wait. And if 10 minutes after I'm still craving it, then I'm going to have it. But you're going to find that 50% of the time, you're not craving it anymore. And then you're not going to have it. You save it for another time when you do crave it. Little tips, little tricks, people. If you find your way to do things, if you have a system, you're going to have success. It is about a system. Like when you see a writer, someone that writes a book, this person waits for the right mindset or be inspired all the time. That book is never going to be published. What does a writer do? A writer has a system. They are not super creative and in the mood all the time. But they do sit on a desk and work 8 hours a day on writing this book. How? They have a system. They go through, these are the tasks that I have to go through to write my book. So this is the system for you for the holidays. You are not going to have the motivation every day at every time. That's why you're creating a system so you can navigate through the days when you don't have the motivation to stick to your health and fitness journey. Nutrition, cooking and hosting. Well, one tip is grocery shopping gets really hard because they have this, again, seasonal items of the grocery store that are hard to resist. You have to make a commitment to go to the grocery store with a list and stick to only what's on the list. If it's not on the list, I won't buy it, and that's my commitment. And if you struggle to stick to that, the other tip is to order online. Order online makes it so much easier because you only order what you need and you are not in front of these delicious items that you would love to eat. While cooking, tasting food for the people that cook is a hard one because we have a tendency to taste what we're eating and we get plenty of calories from testing. So one tip, again, going to your system, is decide ahead of time how many times I'm going to try this. Let's say you're cooking a sauce, a pasta sauce, I don't know, lamb ragu for dinner. Well, if you cook often, if you try this 3 times, you can make it taste good. You don't have to try it 12. So set ahead of time, how many times am I going to try this item? And then you make the adjustment in batches so you can try your food only 3 times. That way you reduce the amount of food that you get while cooking. The other one that happens often is like you are just trying everything. Let's say you're cutting bacon to put on loaded potatoes and you're testing the bacon. Trust me, it's bacon, smells like bacon, looks like bacon, tastes like bacon. Do you need to try it? No, but we are mindless and we try everything. We grab a piece of this, a piece of that, a piece of the bacon, a piece of the other. And when you see, you ate a bunch of calories that you didn't even enjoy. And then when that delicious meal comes, dinner comes, you're not even hungry and you're not going to enjoy it. So a good tip for this mindless eating is to chew gum. I hate gum. I don't like gum, but that's not the point. The point is if you hate or love gum, if you have a gum in your mouth, you're not going to be trying food. The gum trick is a good one, not only for when you're cooking, but for when you go to places where you know you're not hungry, but you're most probably going to eat stuff that you don't want to eat. For example, let's say we go to the movie theater and I don't want to eat those popcorns because they're full of butter and whatever. I decided I don't want to eat them and I am not hungry. But I know that if my husband has popcorns with him, I am going to, I can't help it. I am going to have popcorns out of his pocket. So chew a gum, and you're not going to be able to get the popcorns. You have to create systems for yourself, the same way the writer creates systems to be able to write when you have to do it. Avoid being hungry while cooking. Of course, if you're hungry when you're cooking, you're going to eat. So eat something before you start cooking, have a protein shake, something. Cooking and hosting. Well, if you're hosting, you have the power to cook whatever you want. So decide to cook something that fits your nutrition guidelines. It can be delicious. Just help yourself by cooking stuff that is allowed on your normal lifestyle if you're the one hosting. Leftovers, give them away. Give away the leftovers. People, come on. Why do you want to have all this delicious food in the fridge? Remember the example I said of the calendar and we only have 7 days. Well, if you have leftovers, you're going to make those 7 days 14 because you have that delicious food every day in your fridge. So you're not going to be able to go back to your normal lifestyle on the other days that you don't have parties because you have the leftovers. So give them away. That it was expensive, I get it, but think of an investment on your health. Giving them away, you are investing on your health. You are paying not to gain the weight back. You are paying not to eat the food that you don't want to be eating. Give them away. And if for whatever reason you have to keep them, let's say, I don't know, you don't have who to give them to, or you just want to keep them because they were delicious, pre-portion them the first day. So don't save them in a big container. Make portions and say, okay, I have these leftovers, but I have portioned them. I can have only one container of these things a day. That way you're not going to overindulge or overeat. With alcohol consumption, plan. Again, if you plan, you're going to do better than if you don't plan. If you drink alcohol, plan when, what, and how much. When am I going to drink alcohol? What alcohol am I going to have? And what's going to be my limit? Set limits, people. Like, for example, if I am cooking, I love having my glass of wine while cooking. It's just like, I don't know, it's part of the mood. I love it. If I just have a bottle of wine open, sitting there, and I pour from the bottle on my glass and I just drink a little bit and then I pour more and I drink a little bit, I may drink the whole bottle and not notice because it's many hours of cooking and I am not paying attention. So I'm going to end up drinking more than I want to drink. But if I set a limit and I say, okay, I am only going to drink 2 glasses of wine during this afternoon while I cook. And I stick to it. I am probably going to drink slower because I know I only have 2 glasses and I'm not going to drink more than I want. At the end, I am not going to have the extra calories and I am not going to have any regrets. So plan. Same thing happens when you go to parties. Plan. Don't go out hungry. Don't go out to a party or to a restaurant while you're hungry, and this applies all year long. If I go out to a restaurant when I'm hungry, I am going to overeat and I'm going to take bad choices when I choose my food. In daily basis, if my normal dinner time is 5 p.m., and let's say we're going to go out to a friend's house or to a restaurant at 6:30, most of us, what we do is like, 5 p.m. comes and I'm going to say, no, I'm not going to eat because I am not going to be hungry when I make it to dinner. Well, that is the goal. Let me tell you, the goal is not to be hungry when you make it to this party, not to be hungry when you make it to the restaurant. Because if I make it to the restaurant starving because I am 1 hour and a half past my normal dinner time, what's going to happen? I am going to eat the whole basket of bread that they put there because it's delicious and I'm starving. And then when I get the menu, I'm going to order stuff that I would usually not order because I'm starving. But if I make it to the restaurant not hungry, I am probably going to pass on the bread because I am not hungry. And then when I get the menu, I am probably going to make better choices for the food that I'm going to order. So don't make it there hungry. Don't make the mistake of waiting because I'm going to go out. Eat only the things you love. We don't have to eat everything that is there. Let's say they have, let's go to Thanksgiving meal. Turkey, green bean casserole, mashed potatoes, mac and cheese. That's like the traditional, right? Let's say I don't love mashed potatoes. Why am I going to put mashed potatoes on my plate? I may as well eat more mac and cheese if that's what I love, right? Don't eat the things that you don't love. They have salad and vegetables and that's what I eat every day. Why am I going to eat that? I am going to try to eat the things that I do love, but they have to answer the question, do I love it? Yes. I am going to eat only the things that I love. Don't add extra calories on things that you don't care about, that you don't love. If they have baked potatoes and they're just plain and whatever, why am I going to eat the baked potatoes that I don't care about? I am going to add 200, 300 calories to my plate and I don't need it and they don't make me even happy. So skip the things that you don't love. You don't have to put a little bit of everything on your plate. Plan on what you're not going to eat every time you go out. What you're not going to eat is very important. Let's say I always plan on not eating the chips because they're empty calories. I don't love them. And you usually mindless eat them. If I go to a party with a decision already taken that I'm not going to eat the chips, I am not going to eat them. And it's not going to be a sacrifice. I already plan on it and I know why. I plan on it because I don't love them. But if I make it to a party and I have not thought about it, I am going to get there and the first thing I see is a chip and I'm going to grab one and I'm going to eat them. Why? See? So plan on the things you're not going to eat. This is another one that is very important. You can plan that for every meal that you're going to go eat out, and you can plan that for the holidays in general. Let's say, well, you don't want to eat s'mores. No matter what's happening and how fun it is, you don't want to eat that because it's full of sugar and you are choosing not to eat that. You decide whatever it is, your items that you don't want to eat, but plan ahead. Don't take leftovers home. Same reason. Why are you going to take leftovers home? Don't take them. You can very nicely tell to the person that's hosting, like, you know what? At home, no one is going to eat this and it's going to go to waste. I'd rather have you have it and don't take it. Oh, that is my mother-in-law and she gets all hurt. Well, I'm going to tell you something. Give it away. On your way home, give it away. And if you don't have how to give it away, this is terrible, but put it in the trash. It is an investment in you. Your mother-in-law is not going to know you put it in the trash. No one is going to get hurt. And again, who would you rather disappoint? Your mother-in-law or yourself? So why are you going to take those leftovers? Don't take leftovers. And if there's an item that you... Here, let me make a break and go back to something we talked about at the beginning of this conversation. Remember that we talk about not having forbidden foods because we have a tendency to overeat them. I'm going to have you here an example when to take a leftover on purpose. And that's going to be with those forbidden foods that are not forbidden, right? But those foods that you usually cannot have more. So let's say grandma makes this pecan pie that you love, right? And if Thanksgiving and the pecan pie is there, this time we're talking about the holidays, but I'm setting Thanksgiving as an example because we just went through Thanksgiving. And this happened to a client. I asked her, how did you feel about Thanksgiving meal. We always go through like a worksheet on reflecting on the experience, what can we learn, etc. We were talking about Thanksgiving, taking some learning so we can apply it to the holidays coming, and the pecan pie was the theme. She said, I was doing perfectly fine until the pecan pie. I don't remember who made the pecan pie, but someone she loves that makes pecan pie only for Thanksgiving, and she loves this pie. So she had one portion and everything was good until then. And then she got a second portion, and that was it. I overate. I felt super bad. I also start punishing myself emotionally because I overdid it. And when I asked, why did you have another one if you were full and you were happy with it? The answer is because I can never have it again. See, this is what happens with the food that we think we can never have again. And in this case, she was right. She cannot have it again until next year. So here goes the tip. In those cases is when you are going to take a doggy bag, you're going to ask for a piece to take home. So instead of eating a second portion or a second and a third, you're going to eat your one portion and you're going to ask to take one serving with you. So you know you have more. That way, that day, when you're already full, you don't eat to eat more because you know you have more for tomorrow. And you're going to take that portion, you're going to take it home. And ideally, you're also going to pre-portion it. Let's say they gave you half of the pie because you love it so much. It's okay to have it because you're never going to have it until next year. Like, be kind to yourself. Allow yourself these things. If you love this, so this goes to the Holy Grail. Do you love it? Yes. Can you have it another time of the year? No. Okay, so take it home, pre-portion it, and have a little piece every day. See, this is one of the only times when you are going to take leftovers home, and it's so you don't overeat on one item. And then again, alcohol plan. What are you gonna drink when you go someplace? How much? And you can plan this in many ways. You can say, I drink wine. You can say, I am gonna have only 3 glasses of wine. Or another one, because you don't know how long you're gonna be in this party, and maybe 2 glasses of wine is not enough, or it's too much. You're only gonna be there 30 minutes and you end up sticking to your goal that you were gonna have 2 glasses and you overdrink because in 30 minutes, 2 glasses is too much. You can go by the time and say, I am only gonna have 1 glass of wine by the hour. So if I am there 8 hours, I can have 8 glasses of wine. But if I'm there only 2 hours, I can have only 2 glasses of wine. And you can even use extra strategies to help you. You can set a 1-hour timer. And if you finish your glass of wine before the 1 hour, well, dang it, you have to wait until the timer goes off so you can have another one. Help yourself with a system. Be intentional with your indulgences. What are the things that you love to eat? And eliminate everything else. Then another strategy for nutrition, appetizers. Appetizers are a big one because we eat them mindlessly and we eat so many calories in appetizers, and the point is we don't even enjoy them because we're not aware of what we're eating. We're not savoring them. It's just mindless. So my best tip is to get to the place, to the party, get a plate and put all the appetizers you want to eat on a plate instead of eating them just out of the countertop or the table. Why? First one, you're only going to put things that you love on this plate. You're going to ask the question, do I love this? Yes. Can I find this another time of the year? No. Okay, then I'm going to have it. But you're going to put them on a plate because when you see the amount of food that you have on the plate, you're going to know, okay, this is more than enough. And the point here is grab enough. Grab enough to feel happy and satisfied about eating it. Like, don't Don't say, I'm going to have just a little piece and then I'm going to be thinking about this all day long because I didn't eat more and I wish I would have ate more. No, be intentional. Grab as much as you think is going to make you happy, but not more than that. And when you see it on a plate, you're going to eat way less than if you just mindlessly eat out of the table. So that is a big big tip for appetizers. If it's not on a plate, don't eat it. Then save your, when you serve your main meal, again, you're only gonna serve things that you love and you're gonna serve enough to make you happy. Listen, people, your weight loss journey, your health journey, your wellness journey cannot make you miserable. You have to be happy. Be kind to yourself. Eat enough of the things that make you happy. It is the holidays. But again, stick to your questions. Do I love this? Yes. Can I find it at another time of the year? No. Then I'm gonna eat it. Stop eating before you feel full. And to help you with this, one trick that is kind of like a challenge that you can make to yourself or with your family is to be the last one to finish eating. So you can make it a competition with your husband or your wife and say, okay, we're going to be the last ones to finish dinner. So if your uncle's taking forever to finish his meal, you have to eat slower than him. And that is going to help you eat less because it's going to make you feel more satisfied. And also, you're going to enjoy your meal more. You're going to savor it. Enjoy all the flavors, the whole experience, instead of just coping on whatever it is that you're eating. No second courses. Don't serve another plate of food. That has to be one rule. Eat slow. Make it a goal to enjoy the meal. And now you have all the strategies. You don't have to apply them all. I am giving you a library of strategies for the holidays, but you don't have to use them all. You use the ones that work for you. I am giving you many ideas. You choose what you want to do, but take the system in general. Create a system for you. Plan ahead. Make your commitments for the whole holidays now. Don't wait for the holidays to happen to see if you have or don't have time to exercise. Don't wait for the holidays to happen to see what you're going to eat or what you're not going to eat, okay? Let's wrap this up and set goals. So take a paper and set your goals right now. First one is, what is your main goal? Weight loss, weight maintenance, control weight gain, muscle gain. Set it right now. Then set the goals for the minimum amount of physical activities that you are going to do during the holidays and make these two goals that we are setting right now align with each other. So the goals of exercise have to align with the goal of the outcome that you want at the end of the month, okay? Expectations have to align the effort that you're going to put in. Right now, put there how many steps a day you're going to want to stick to, how many workout sessions you want to do, how many cardio sessions you want to do a week. Set it right now. Then regarding nutrition, make a list of all the food items that you want to eat during these holidays, things that you love that you can only have during the holidays and you want to eat them. Put them on a list, and after that, set the limits. How much am I going to allow myself to eat of each of these items? Then we're going to make a list of the things we're not going to eat during the holidays. Think of all the things that are probably around that can be tempting, but you don't want to eat during the holidays. Like, for example, for me, chips, s'mores, hot cocoa. I don't want to eat any of that. I'm going to put them on a list and I'm going to stick to it, and you're going to do the same. And the last thing is commit to your morning routine. Every morning, you're going to plan for the day, you're going to plan for exercise, and you're going to plan for your nutrition and alcohol, even for sleep. You can plan. I'm going to go to bed at whatever time because my goal is to sleep at least 7 hours a day. People, sleep is a big important one for health and nutrition, for health in general. And for nutrition, it is important because if you're sleep deprived, you are not going to be able to stick to your commitments. It is way harder. Like your body starts asking for all these foods that you don't want to eat. So another one is to set a goal. Okay, tonight I'm going to go to bed at whatever time and I'm going to sleep 7 hours, 8 hours, whatever is your number. And at the end of the day, was this a successful day? What are the things that are gonna make today a successful day? You said that in the morning, and at night when you go to bed, you look at your day and you say, okay, was this a successful day? Did I stick to my plan? Did I achieve those things that I said were gonna make the day a successful day? And if not, what can I learn from this day so I don't repeat the same mistakes tomorrow and the day after and the day after? That, my friends, is the whole strategy on how to survive the holidays. And the finish it, the biggest takeaways here are: find your why. Why are you doing this? Why are you sticking to whatever goal it is that you have? Stick to your morning routine. Never stack your mistakes. Never make the same mistake twice in a row, and learn to say no. That is what's going to make you have successful holidays and enjoy the holidays. Well, this is a wrap up. I am super excited that I have recorded this episode. First one ever. No editing, nothing. Here it goes. With much love from me to all of you. And the only thing I'm going to ask you in return is, please, whatever platform you're watching this or listening to this, hit like, hit subscribe, and share this with friends and family. If you enjoy this and you think you got useful tips out of this episode, please share this with friends and family. That is the only way I am going to be able to grow this channel, is with your support. If you people listen to it and enjoy it, but you don't like it, you don't share it, you don't follow it, for me, homemade video podcast is going to be impossible to grow the audience. So I'm asking for your help to take all this to as many people as I can. I hope you have enjoyed it, and there are many, many more episodes to come. I set a goal that I'm going to commit to do this for a full year, no matter of how many people listen to this before I decide to quit. So a full year of podcast episodes, and then we'll see what happens. Hopefully there will be many years to come. Thank you again, and see you on the next one.